So we've talked about a range of topics from like passport bros to, these so-called pick-me's and, these feminists as well. But, I think it's really time to as a point as black men where we take the responsibility and, at least give some positive affirmations for our women. Sometimes we just need some affirmations. And so from this, I'm going to kind of explain the type of black woman I want and basically why. Why? Because I could say, oh, I want this type of girl. I don't like feminists. But, what's the reasons why? Or do I just want this? Okay. Like, do I just want a big booty girl or something? Okay. And if that, why? So like I said, my preference has always been black woman, growing up throughout school, even graduating, moving to, different area. It's always been black women, but at the same time, I've got a good collection. I've got my good share. I feel like as men and women, we're quick to forget, like I'll just say for lack of terms, our trophies from the past. But, I've had some pretty beautiful women in my life. So, I'm pretty blessed. Pretty lonely right now, but at the same time, when I look back, I'm like, I've been blessed. So, my type of black woman, I'll say first, um, I guess the physical attributes, I want her to be natural. And, I want her to have her natural hair, um, a natural body. So I'm not big on BBLs or, boob job. I'd rather you be flat and natural than big old booty and titties and it's fake. And same thing for the hair. I'd rather you have a low cut than for you to have a wig or weave, or at least but I do prefer natural hair, whether it's afro, braids, locks, of course. I think, and the reasons why I prefer a natural woman from head to toe really is, for one, I think that represents the confidence within that woman. She's resting in her nature. You hear me talk about Adam and Eve a lot, and to me that just represents us in our divine masculine and feminine energies. So, woman that, black woman that is natural from head to toe, especially in this society, now that's a very big compliment to herself and myself. So I do appreciate a natural woman, especially if she has her natural hair. So I just think that's very beautiful, and it just speaks to just her confidence in her inner being. And why I wouldn't necessarily prefer a woman that wears a wig and has all these fake, BBL, is because I feel like you're trying to please everybody else. You're trying to please Instagram. You're trying to please this public society rather than pleasing me, your man. Especially with the wig and the weave, when it comes to just me, black man, black woman. And if you are my woman, why do you need that wig or weave? If you are my woman, you know, if you got to go to the store, put a wig on, and go to work with a wig on, then that means to me, you're trying to impress these other peoples and other societies. And we are, in a position of being a mixed culture. So I could understand that, but it's just, my preference. I don't want my woman out here trying to necessarily feeling she has to prove anything to anybody else. I want her to be able to, if she has to go to work, be natural. If she has to go to the store, be natural and be confident in that nature. Because me personally, the Nazarite vow is big on locks in our hair. So I just feel like, that wig and that weave that in our nature, especially when you go back to Egypt and Carthage and Benin and even the homie. You know, I feel like in our nature, as even as Native Americans, Brazilians, in our nature as kings and queens, we would never violate our nature like that. And our hair is really our crowns. Our hair means a lot to us. So, I just see the wig as really a form of idolatry. And I really feel like it's an insult to Black women if you really knew who she was as the mother of all life. Why would a lioness put on the cloak of a hyena? You know what I mean? You're a lioness. Okay. So, they do it for whatever reasons. And like I said in my last video, we kind of have to love our women as they are. And, I've had discussions like with brothers and friends, and they'll be like, the most strongest woman will have a wig or a weave, which is true. And, they're like, you can't just judge them off that, which is true. Sometimes we just have to love them as they are. But just still, I just feel like it's just a form of, it's just a sign of disrespect and insecurity. But it's just the ultimate disrespect because, our bodies are temples. And God made you natural in your divine beauty. So though that is a physical attribute, to me it's still very big and important to me. But either way, our women are beautiful in both ways, inside and out. Okay. So first thing I'm going to notice, or at least, I'm going to notice is she in her nature? Okay. So I love me a woman with some locks, with an afro, with some braids, with some Fulani braids, with some Batu knots. That's amazing right there. And especially in this society, bravo. Big ups to you. And okay, another thing. Now, these next things are either more important or equally as important, which are the internal attributes. And these are, is this woman trying to compete against me, or does she compliment me? Okay. Can I take her to the ship with me? Okay. So I'm really looking for a woman that I could, go, you know, that I could have on my arm through the trenches, okay? Because if a woman, I feel like she's competing against me, then, I feel like she's going to be the first one out the door when things get shaky, or maybe her homegirl gets in her ear, or her auntie or something with, just a mess about me, or just hating on the relationship. So outside forces tend to do that a lot. So that's the number one thing. Does she compliment me, or is she trying to compete against me? Because sometimes you'll notice from these females, they say little slick things that kind of just burn your heart. It's like, dang, are you on my side or what? Or, okay. So that's the number one thing. Do you compliment me and what I'm trying to do? So that also goes with, are you a supporter? Can you really support me? Because, I have things I like to do, whether it's music or making clothes, or just even throughout various jobs or points in my careers, are you going to be there to support me? Okay. Or are you just there to be, at the finish line when I fulfill my destiny, you know? Or are you, I want a woman that's going to build with me. Let's start with this apartment. Let's move up to this house. Or are you just going to be there at the finish line? Okay. So I want a woman that can support me and my dreams, whether it's music or just, just the day to day. Hey, how you doing? How was your day? How was your day at work? Can you support me? Can you, feel a little bit of what I'm going through, or just try to support me? So that also goes with, are you willing to cook? I do appreciate a traditional woman. Are you willing to, cook? Are you willing to put on a dress? Are you willing to be silent or at least cooperative when we are out, or are you gonna try to embarrass me in the store or cuss me out in front of my family? Like I don't like stuff like that. Like, I'm not trying to argue with you, especially outside the house. Like if we have a disagreement, I understand things happen sometimes, so that's okay. But for the most part, I want to. If we have a disagreement, let's handle that between us. We don't need everybody auntie and best friend, homegirls all in the Kool-Aid. All right. um, so okay, so can you support me? Are you in your nature? Do you compliment me? Um, those are actually very big right there. I just want, are you, especially, a big turnoff is the whole alpha female masculine energy. I got to compete with you. Like, no, I'm not trying to I gotta deal with the feds. I gotta deal with the gangs. I gotta deal with just general society, pressures at work. I don't need another combatant, especially Eve that's supposed to be my helpmate. So why if I gotta deal with all this in society, I don't want to deal with this with you, baby girl. I really don't. So are you gonna be my peace? That's what I'm looking for. Are you gonna be my peace or my headache? Because I promise you, a lot of us fellas, we have enough enemies already. To be honest, we don't need our woman to be another enemy. Okay, so that's another thing. So let me see. So can you cook? Can you throw in that dress? Okay, can you support me? Um, are you okay? And these are kind of more minor things, but if we are out with our friends, okay, are you gonna be all up in my homies' faces? What type of girl are you? And it's okay to be social. I do want you to be pretty, a sociable woman. You are representing me, but I just don't want you to be so falling for every trick of the trade. Okay, especially I don't want I've had many girlfriends and homegirls, or potential girlfriends that end up we're around the homies. Next thing you know, she getting smacked in the next room, or things like that. I've seen it all. So especially me, I do events, I do all kinds of stuff, music. I'm just around a lot of people. And honestly, some of my friends, hey, they may be handsome, they may be rich, they may be pretty cool. So you are going to be around certain temptations. So are you down for me? Or are you the type that you get around these friends and you blushing and all this? Are you really down for me? So that's gonna be one of these. I'm not big on really like testing a female, but just through the natural ins and outs of the relationship, these are these tests that transpire. So I guess that goes down to loyalty. Are you loyal to me? So really a lot of these things tie into loyalty, you know, from the hair, from the nature of their body. Are you getting this BBL to please these Instagrams? I don't want a female that's showing her, that feels like, oh, I'm gonna show my body on Instagram and Twitter. Maybe when you're not with me, but when you represent me, let's cover that up. Let's be respectful. I'm not, my girlfriend, she's not gonna be able to do all of that. Nah. Especially just even going out. I don't, put some clothes on. You representing me, I'm representing you. Let's be examples of men and women out here. Okay, so and okay, another red flag. Like sometimes I deal with these girls over time, and even some that I like, they like me. But one red flag is like if they always bringing up, oh, like, oh, well, white men do this or Mexican men do that. You know, okay, you keep bringing up these white men. I don't really care about what y'all got going on. I'm a black man. Stop comparing me to these white men and Mexican men or whatever. If you want that, go, do that. But if you're my girlfriend, you know, I don't want to hear about no white man, especially now, you know what I mean? So that's another red flag there. Are you comparing me to these? Even if it's not to other white men, if it's just to other men in general. Oh, you ain't, you know, you ain't Lil Wayne status. You know, you ain't this, you ain't that. You ain't Usher. Okay, that's Usher. Okay, that's Chris Brown. You like Chris Brown? Go ahead and get him. Okay, you want Tiger? Go ahead. But I'm me. Okay, I'm Blazeey, and I'm here for you. Okay, so it does. Is she just always comparing you to other men? That's just a thing in general, whether it's people of other races or just other people. So can you support me? Can you make me laugh every now and then or just make me smile? Just be my comfort, be my peace, baby. That's all a brother needs, okay? So, just these are just some positive affirmations because, black women are very beautiful and they've endured a lot. They've endured a lot, even from black men, to be honest. So they have to deal with society. And that's another thing. We put these pressures on our women, but we don't necessarily know what they go through. Or even if we have an idea, we don't know what it's like to go through that as a woman. Okay, so, and vice versa. You don't necessarily know what it's like to go through the society as a man. So can we be here for each other? Okay. Or are we gonna hold each other's feet over the fire, So, I just want me a queen that knows who she is and in turn knows who I am so we can work things out. So yeah, this is just a couple things, from the support. Can you support me? Can you, are you going to be loyal to me through the ins and outs, through the ups and downs? Come on, baby, let's work it out. Let's get married.